The Emory bills. So I don't get the Emory bill before the meeting, and I get the one after. I have to go and get the list signed, sent to them before the next meeting. So I got one up today, I'm going to have it sent in. So it's a real pain. I need to have it move it back.
Hey,
Move it in.
how you doing?
1 week. I thought I had it timed right.
Evening.
It was not warm out there.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
He's always been in the shade and he's been flying his plane all day.
Hey, Kurt, how are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Oh, busy.
Well,
All right.
I had 2 reduced stress overnights on my last trip. It's over there. Okay. You got my son out of the marathon? Once a week. That's not too bad. Go up there for a 4-day trip, come back.
This will get you guys started anyway. I'm still working on them, but at least you can start passing.
You know, do my work in 4 hours or sometimes I take campus. I'll just set them on the vehicle. Okay, that's good. I'm not driving.
More. You can just, if there's extras, just put them on a chair. Somebody will want them.
news here or something, even. It's awful exciting.
How are you today?
I'm all right. How about you?
Not too bad.
Oh, well, I think
I'll just keep
keep them, just keep them, and then what's going here, if we ever need it, we'll have it.
Another meeting, talk about another accident. That one you can't, it's just flat out.
Using your chair.
Did anything matter for the plane here? It looks like recorded. From the video, it almost looks like
Everybody get one?
attractive, like
Want one, Tom?
second go around because it was going to hit or something.
I've not seen him go through the traction. I think he landed so hard on the right wing, it went through the wing. The left wing was still flying, so that's why I didn't have anything to counteract it.
It's interesting what he's saying about that plane.
That was the,
Crash didn't cause the wing to come off, the wing coming off, so it caused the crash.
no, it was wind was for 40 miles an hour, so it was like a 40 speed crossing. So the reason was 32 knots.
Becky draws a short straw.
I have to say, yeah.
Reuters. Okay.
I haven't even met the guy yet.
I haven't either. I didn't know. Well, there was somebody who followed me in.
It might be here. It didn't take me very long. Here, I'm supposed to be in charge of handing out copies of everything. I already want my copy. Hey,
Seats taken, or are they just?
here, Lisa, you can sit here.
You sure? I don't want to take somebody's spot.
No, I was just piling up these agendas.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'll put it over here. We got a sign-up sheet too for everybody.
Need that, sir? No? Sign-in sheet? Usually for a public meeting, you have to do the sign-in sheet. Do you need my pen? Yeah, sure.
We didn't know when we got on this board, it was gonna be so exciting. I see Becky laughing.
You can just pass it down.
How's the kitty doing? Oh, really? She doesn't like that. We had a cat once that liked to be vacuumed. Well, we were kids, you know, we were cats. We're playing around with the vacuum. You know, we're shoving it at the cat. Well, one of them is a normal cat. She runs away. The other one, he liked it. He loved it. So every time my mom would get the vacuum out, he'd come and run and lay on the floor right in front of the vacuum. Vacuum, vacuum. He'd suck his tail up in the nozzle and everything. He'd just sit there and play. Well, it was easy to keep him clean.
Yeah.
Oh, he loved it.
He said, would you be able to cut something off for me if I send you an email?
I just parked in the middle. Nobody's leaving us by
Oh, Vicki.
Oh. Everybody signed it? Okay, thank you.
How are you, John? Good.
Cole's sitting on a pool.
Ran out of chairs.
Oh, there's Max.
Sheet with your name on it. Oh, yeah, how that, I wasn't here. How did everything go?
Good.
Good, everything went good?
Pretty good. Perfect. Like I asked for.
There you go. That was fair. Well, this may be a long meeting, you know. I don't want you guys to be standing up. Could I have this?
Excuse me.
These are just extras, I guess.
Yeah. Everybody.
Here you guys go. Have a chair.
Max, nice to meet you. I'm Mark. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, he missed the last one. You're right.
Yep.
I wasn't here either.
Yeah. We were sitting up there waiting for David to come. So. Okay. You ready to roll? It's 6:02. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Wow, this is exciting. Look at all these people. Everybody's interested in the airport all at once. This is wonderful.
Yes.
It's good to have interest in the airport. Okay, looks like we've got a full board here tonight. Everyone's here, so. Okay, so we're going to mix things up a little bit tonight here, and we're going to start with some public comments. So, does anybody have any comments they'd like to make? Just go.
I got a question. On this, on these checks written, what's the difference between the directors with the $150 payments and the ones with the $100 payments?
Yeah, I don't know that we're necessarily taking questions. We're taking comments, so.
That's
I mean,
my comment. I would appreciate you to answer the question.
That's pretty obvious, I think, if you look at the, the list there. So.
Yeah, the list says some of the directors get paid $150 and some of them get paid $100. Why is there a difference? That's my question. And that's also my comment.
Okay.
We're going to get to the answer. You can either tell me tonight or we'll just get a whole bunch of paperwork from you for the next 6 months and figure out the answer ourselves.
It's just about who's an officer and who's not. So.
Well, there's 5 directors. So you're saying the chairman gets extra?
No, it's the treasurer to pay for stamps.
So the treasurer gets 150 and the rest of the commissioners get 100. Is that the answer? If it is, I'm happy with it. It shouldn't be an issue. I mean,
Chairman.
if that's the answer, I'm perfectly happy with that answer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So David Shaw gets 150, Victoria May gets 150, and Cody Yeager gets 150.
That's right.
So that's the treasurer, chairman, and who?
Secretary.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I have to say. I'm happy now. Thanks.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name's Kirk Allen. Just had a couple of questions. On the agenda, you got public comment is limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Has the board adopted a public comment policy?
Well, we did have one once upon a time that kind of blew away in a tornado, so we're working on redoing that.
Okay. Is that something that was saved in some type of electronic format, or do we know?
Not that we've found, no.
Okay. If it's not asking too much in the future, if you could put it on your agenda to adopt a policy, because without being able to have a physical policy.
It's on actually this agenda to work on that.
Awesome. The other question I had, on the back of these, you've got what appears to be the treasurer's created account or accounting, and then what also looks to be a bank statement. And I'm sure there's a simple explanation, and you don't have to answer now, I'm just curious, but on the deposits and credits, it shows $322,774 on the bank statement, but that is not the same number that's on the self-generated financials. The last page, deposits and credits, it shows $322,920, and it jumped out at me just because it's the same title, the same information, but the numbers are different between the bank-generated form and the in-house generated form.
So the bank statement is monthly, and the deposit detail is our meeting period, since we kind of meet the third week of the month. So they don't line up. We want to discuss kind of what's taken place from the last meeting to this meeting, and not just what happened in the last calendar month.
Okay, well, the statement says ending January 31, 2025, and that's the same on the bank statement.
Okay,
So it's the same ending date. I would think they would correspond, but I'm not sure. And we're not talking a ton of money, it's a couple $100 difference is all. It just jumped out at me, that's all.
Oh, she gave it. Oh, I see.
See, that's separate, Cody, because
Yeah,
I'd
I
already
didn't get
done that.
Did you have an extra one?
I gave you back your original.
Okay, I see. I threw it in my folder. I thought it was good. Okay, and it doesn't match up with what's on here yet. So, you are, just because I didn't have the paper in front of me, are you saying that the $322,920.98 didn't match up with the $322,774 on the bank statements?
Yeah,
It's in
and
the
I see
back.
why now.
It added in that interest charges? Yeah.
So I just saw below, that
Yep.
is the interest.
It's in here.
Okay.
Okay. Brian, do you have any comments?
On the deposits there, I brought up in one of my emails about trying to list the deposits. What were those this month?
Well, we'll go through the treasurer's report here in a minute, so.
It's listed on the deposit detail sheet.
Ryan, any other, is that it? Okay. Matthew, anything?
I have no comment at this time.
Okay. Teresa, do you have anything for us? Jack, do you have anything for us? David, do you have anything for us?
No, not really. You know, the last meeting we had was my first meeting. I just wanted to come and introduce myself and kind of got my eyes open. I talked to a few of the board members, the old board members since that meeting. The county board is looking into some issues. So I don't think there's anything too outrageously wrong going on that can't be corrected and cleaned up. I do think there were some issues. When it comes to time comes, ethics committee, county board, automatic.
Kurt, you have
Yes,
anything?
I do have a comment. I appreciate you guys being on the board. I've been to most meetings in the last, 10 years. I think everything's above board. There's no concerns. I think you're getting some bad press, and it's totally unwarranted.
Jeff, anything for us? Tom
You'll
can
be
go
on your
first.
most of the time, I missed the last couple of months, but, you know, I want to stand behind you folks and say, you know, I appreciate everything you're doing, and I trust you wholeheartedly. I mean, there's always going to be some things that look, you know, maybe not up and up, but you guys are, and just want to say thank you for enduring through all the tornado and everything you've done, the last couple of years, everything's been done, everything you're doing, all the good work you're all doing, and everything, through some of this frivolous nonsense that's going on and everything. So just stand strong and, you know, appreciate it. I really do.
Bob,
I really don't have anything to add other than to echo what has been said.
okay. Sorry, I don't know your name. Anything for us? Okay. Somebody else back there. Cole. Okay. And Jeff. Trying. Okay. Did I miss anyone? Any more comments from the public? All right, we'll get into the exciting stuff then now. All right, so our minutes from the last meeting. Anybody have any comments on those? Addressing the board now. It is a big package of minutes, so anything there we need to discuss?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion, Becky. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We will now get the treasurer's report. Cody.
Flip to the deposit detail. We have rental income, sky's the limit. Air show accounts, money was moved from that to leave a $5,000 remaining balance in that account. So that was the excess after all the checks had cleared. The $300,000 is from the line of credit for our IDOT pass-through. Interest income. Will Scott was a return for overpayment on the trailer. They credit us back some since we returned it in the middle of the month and the fuel surcharge. And then rental income for the South House. The check detail, our typical Ameren bill, Hanson fee for part of the terminal, our Frontier Sky's the Limits management fee with a additional fee for the plumbing, I think to install a shut-off valve. Paperwork set for the hanger. Fuel, our water bill, interest on our line of credit, our second Ameren bill, Crawford Electric to install the electrical hookup for the air compressor, Safety Medic for some fire extinguishers, and then the rest are board fees and county fees. I will say that we still have an outstanding check for Doug Goodwine that flew away in the tornado. That was still on our books, so I had Rich Accounting print us out a new check for him so we can get that cleared off from our books. And then our fuel tax application has been completed, so we're just waiting to get that reimbursement check now. I signed the final document for that today. Oh, and I also handed out as part of the audit paperwork, we got our sales tax exemption form. So the current one expires March 1st, and this one takes effect. And then Kemper has completed our audit for last fiscal year. So you guys all have the paperwork for that. They had 0 findings, so that has all been approved and uploaded into our GATA portal.
That's a very treat to have an audit come through and not have a single note about something they have a concern about.
Yep. The only paper that they add to every audit is just stating that we do not have the capabilities of filling out that paperwork ourselves.
And I might just add that I talked to the state today, and they're going to try to get some of our reimbursements pushed up towards the top of the list. So we've got several big reimbursements hanging out there. So hope we'll see some of that here pretty soon. Okay, any questions for the treasurer?
I'll make a motion to accept the treasury report.
I'll second.
Vicky, sorry.
Dawson.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anyone's opposed? All right. Next, I
Initial.
We can do.
Yeah. Do we want to do it on this?
yeah, we'll initial this up. So. Okay, the report from Howard and Sandy comes next.
Okay, I do have our new renewal for the Syntec Fuel Master for the FM Live, and they've given us 5 options from $1,400 to $4,000. And
Initial it.
we were kind of like to have the software and hardware updates, and so we can call them on the phone. If we don't get this one, then like if we call them, they're going to charge us $50 off. But I'll pass this around, you guys. Everybody's got one. But limited is what I think would help best suit ours for what we have out here. Because I know it's been giving us trouble anyway a little bit, so it's kind of handy to be able to call them and get some text.
Going on the limited, you get a discount. Parts, I see too.
Yeah.
The cheapest one that does software and hardware phone support. The lowest one doesn't. So they're going to charge
There's not that much difference between these, but you get a lot more for the limited.
This is in the budget. It's not.
It's probably in there somewhere. Okay, somebody make a motion then for the limited plan.
I'll move. Limited plan.
So if you move the limited plan. Thirty seconds. Everyone in favor?
Aye.
All right. The limited plan it is. What else you got?
Call them up every day.
No, that's about all the,
That's all the report?
yeah,
The weather's been lousy.
weather's been super lousy. We still have some activity.
And for the fire extinguisher bill, we got them all renewed, basically.
Coming annual.
Yeah, but they were off cycle because we
Yeah,
had
stuff.
some
Yeah.
brand new after, so we got them all in the same
Everything's
cycle.
now in the same annual.
Okay, very good. Flipping to page 2, get into some old business. Fuel tanks and trucks. Anything to report there?
Fuel tanks and trucks, no.
We still got that jet truck
Yeah, it was-
Yeah,
sitting here.
yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on what we're going to do with that?
Well, get the fuel outlet's gonna be my first thing, and then,
Coal number 1.
yeah, and then, gosh, you know, we'll check into it, look at it again, and either take it back or
We'll
make
just
it
wait for it to warm up.
a little warmer and make it. She hadn't really said how much she wants to, if she wants to sell it and how much she wants for anything. I know the repairs would be a lot.
Any news on the whole fuel pump? What am I trying to say? You guys got anything?
Hole in the tank.
We talked to Scott, but
And he said he just had a lot of extra stuff he did, like pump base repair. The hose fittings were stripped, and they somehow repaired that. The top crack was cracked, and then they took it and welded it. And plumbing switch where the tank was mounted.
they had to switch one tank around because the tightness of where it fit. They had to change all the plumbing from one side to the other. There was so many things going on. They made so many extra trips. I really don't think they're,
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
so.
it was
either.
legit.
For that extra.
Yeah, which is,
But we finally have a detailed bill.
yeah.
No, we don't. He wouldn't put it in writing. We just took some notes from the phone call.
Yeah.
Did he indicate what the additional work was? Because he stated on there that was a
No, just
partial.
what we wrote on it. This is the original invoice, and then
But is there anything left besides the weldment base thing that we need to fabricate? That that's left?
Well, we already got the decals. So as far as I know, is the decals and the containers. They were
yeah, I
fine.
think that's about the only thing left, containers, and then
Okay, so then we're good. We're good to pay the additional fee on this. Okay.
They came a lot extra.
yeah, they,
All right.
We certainly need to get settled up with them.
Yeah. If I could get those notes, or you can email them to me to have them, and then I'll get that set up for the next meeting.
All right, good. We're going to get that quote. Good. So what do they owe us additionally now? Is it just that base?
Well, it's like a container for a fill point. It's what they have.
and when talked to Scott about that, I don't think it's been, he can't get the plan. I thought he said he had the plans, but he didn't. Say if I did get him, or maybe just go to Tri-State, because I don't think, they haven't billed us for any of that yet, I don't think.
Yeah, it seems like we should just have it done. Local here. Okay, nav aids. Have we heard anything about our AWOS?
No, not
This seems a little odd, doesn't it? We should maybe reach out to them. You want to talk to them, or you want me to?
I can call him, Dave.
Okay. Anything else on nav aids?
I think what we got still working, so.
Let's see. Yeah, this might be a place to talk about it. So Hanson has just resubmitted our paperwork for the PAPI for an April letting, I believe. So that's some progress there. What they've done is they've separated out the 9 and the 2.7 PAPI, so that if the quote comes in too high, we can only do the 2.7 PAPI, and at least we do something. I was like, really? One? But
I land on runways that don't air, they don't have passes. But they have ILS systems we don't have, and having happy to say one is better than none.
yeah, I know. So I mean, they're certainly hoping that the quote comes in and we can go ahead and do both, but they know that money's a little tight right now, and so they hated to let the whole opportunity pass. So anyway, I thought I'd pass that along.
Check the land when winds, right?
Winds out of the east, you
Yeah.
can't win.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is the appropriate time for navigation to bring this up. I know we're going to taxiway project coming up, but we don't have the taxiway lights part of that program. Something that I don't know if Hanson knows about or they can look into is you can now buy FAA-approved solar taxiway lights. They have them all over here now. So instead of running electrical out there, you can run them with the solar.
If I work up there, if I work here.
I don't know, you can't change the intensity on them, but it's an option to save money coming down the road if we decide, if we do the taxi lights out there, we don't have to run all that electric out there.
Yeah. The electrical part of it's a big deal. They were talking about trying to reuse the old wire for the runway 9 PAPI, but I didn't see that in the final paperwork that they put in, so I'm suspecting that they mixed that idea. Okay.
Anything from the FAA on the radio? Like they're putting their tower up for the RCO or whatever it's called.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that at all. I wanted to get that sorted out before they got the foundation work done over here, but okay. I think that's all the nav aids. Fuel Master Service Agreement renewal. That was 5 minutes ago. Okay, current building status, terminal building. I don't know. Have they been doing much out there?
What did you see? We got a rebar tornado shelter.
And then they've got the north wall, I believe, pretty close to being the foundation part, and then it got cold, so they haven't been there since, I think, last 5 days.
Yeah.
A little bit of rebar sticking up. First thing I've seen sticking up. Yeah.
But, yeah, they're making some progress. So. I don't think there's anything else to report there. There's a meeting at the. They have a meeting to talk about the kind of what the next payment's going to be towards the end of the month, and that's usually where I hear the update. So. Everything's good. Hangars. I don't think there's anything to report there. Dyer's going to build a little building for us later in the year, so I'm trying to use that as a way to convince them to stop in here and finish up a few of the things they're going to do. So, if it comes to that.
They can move the wood pile to your place.
Maybe so. I don't know. Anything else on the hangars?
Yeah.
I don't think there is. Pilot building's all set. Antenna. Have you heard anything from your antenna guy?
He called yesterday, and he'll be here March 5th.
March the 5th.
Yeah, that's quickest I could get him here.
Okay. Is that just coming to look, or is that coming to do something?
I think, well, come get his plan together, and I think he's got some supplies that he's gonna let go reasonably cheap, and probably start here either that day or the day after.
Okay. All right, very good. Our line of credit, so we have approved our line of credit and we're using it, but apparently it was sort of not documented correctly in the minutes, so we're going to reapprove that tonight. So, does anybody want to make a motion to approve the line of credit?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mark seconds. All those in favor? Aye. Is anybody opposed? Okay. Let the record now state that we have approved it again. Okay, new business. Bellwether Consulting Firm. So we have an outfit that likes to help out local boards to make sure that we're doing things on the up and up, and I guess we're thinking that that might be a good idea to get a little assistance from them. So we have a proposal here from them. This is a place that basically serves all of Illinois from Chicago south, or south of Chicago. 80 counties. They're in a lot of special projects. And basically this is a retainer that we can use to, ask them for advice on how things need to be done and so on. It's a $1,500 a month sort of process.
And the county board is using them now, and they're pretty happy with them.
County board uses them.
They recommended them to
They
us.
recommended them to us, yeah.
Okay.
And I feel that the Open Meetings Act is a very confusing document, and obviously we're not all professional Open Meeting Act people to have a little help making sure that we do the correct things via the Open Meeting Act would be, I think, a personal bonus to this board.
Okay. Any other comments on that? I personally think it's a little bit of a shame that we have to spend the taxpayer money in this way, given that we're trying our best to do things right, but we got a big crowd here tonight, so. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Mark and Vicki, all those in favor? Anybody opposed to this? Okay. We'll sign the Bellwether contract. Next, we have the potential for setting up a dedicated website or an email system
And I just
specifically
put,
for the airport.
I just put that on the agenda to look for what it's going to cost us to do that, to get the emails out of our personal email accounts and off to a separate account that's just for the airport. Along with that, and that comes with usually the website that you get has an email server attached to the website. But I just wanted to have a direction if I were, if you choose me to do it or want somebody else on the board that wants to go approach that. But try and find a professional management service that would manage the website, because we don't need one board member to be doing the website or somebody. I'd rather use local, but like I found out with the airport authority, not the airport, the air show, guy who was doing the air show thing, he's not even here anymore, and it was kind of a drag out to try and get our website back from him to redo all that stuff for the air show. So try and
We
find
had
a
it with the last air show too. We had the exact same thing
so if
happen
you do it
twice.
like some guy that's just doing it as a high school side project or a college side hustle, and then they leave, then they take all the stuff with you. You can't get your access to your website. So that's why I was looking at possibly coming up for the next meeting a proposal of different companies that do professional management of corporate websites with an email server, and then we just have the different. But if we just want to keep doing what we're doing, fine too. But I'm just.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd be for necessarily having a website that we'd have to maintain, even if it wasn't one of the board members doing it directly. We're gonna have to be pretty heavily involved with it. And then if something isn't posted correctly or updated, you know, that's gonna cause more issues. But I'm not necessarily opposed to setting up emails separate from personal or other business emails. It seems like we're getting flooded with a lot of emails that, you know, shouldn't be mixed in with our personal or private businesses. So I think that would be something for.
And especially Google has this really bad habit of doing some weird stuff with my emails where I can't find, I'm looking for an email, I can't find it on my computer, but I can find it on my phone, or I can find it vice versa. It's not the best setup.
Yeah. So.
And I'm okay with just going out and finding a mail server.
I think it'd be good to look into the cost, what it'd take, whether it's Office 365 or something that we could set up and handle internally, or whether we pay somebody else to manage it. But I don't know what that cost would really be.
Yeah, I don't know the cost now. I knew what the costs were back in the 90s when I used to set this stuff up. But
You're a little behind.
I'm a little behind.
Okay, well, you want to at least look into it some more for us?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other formal action you need to take now, so
I'm going to try to say.
unless anybody else had any comments. Okay, contracts committee, and some actions there, so. I think we have a couple of contracts that probably need to be updated, and so we thought it'd be good to set up a committee to work on that. Anybody want to volunteer?
I guess maybe you should highlight what that entails.
Let's see, we've got I think we've got some updates that probably need made to our FBO contract, so we need to update a few things there.
I know that there's a few clauses that were right at the tornado that we kind of had to put in there. We didn't have the amenities, so we allowed them to go and work out of Mattoon. And now that we've got, you know, our facilities pretty well back, there's some verbiage, and we've set new hangar rates and things. So there's a few things in that contract that needs to get addressed now that we're somewhat post-tornado.
Rebuilt a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Becky, anybody else?
Well, there has to be somebody else who's like,
Yeah, I can
Cool.
I'll help out.
Thanks, Vicky. That sounds like a committee.
Probably enough people.
All right.
So it's Vicky Cole.
For now. We've got more people if we need help.
All right, that sounds good.
As long as it's an odd number.
Three seems good. Okay,
So,
and then, like we mentioned before, our bylaws, we did find an older version of the bylaws, but we can't actually seem to find the version of the most recent set of bylaws that we had. Those were sitting on the table over there, I think, so, we need to pull them together.
which I've started working on.
Ooh.
So this is a draft copy of what I proposed. I can always send this electronic to anybody who wants a draft copy of this.
Electronic might be good these days.
Paper.
just email it to me.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're getting a paper version. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
I guess I am.
But it's basically, I took what was in the 2010 one that we have, that's an old version. And I'm trying, I went through and I did update some of the language in here to make it a little more modern. There's some sections in here that I added in for electronic aircraft and unmanned aerial vehicle.
UAV electric airplanes,
Yes. If we ever get data back.
all up to date with the latest.
But I'm trying to future-proof it a little bit. But like I said, this is a document, this is a living document that embodies all of us. So this is just me. I'm just getting a head start on the stuff, and you know, took a lot out of that other manual, and just making it. I mean, like there's some things that were written 5 times in 5 different sections, meaning the same thing. So I'm just cleaning it up. It's always room for improvement on this. I don't know if we want to do this by committee or just do it through the whole board.
I kind of think it needs to be done. Maybe the committee can make a recommendation, but I think it actually has to be approved by the whole board.
Yeah, sure. But we're a ways from having one to approve it. So,
Yeah, we are.
yeah. Okay.
I'll be glad to work with you on it, Mark.
Okay.
Mark should be on the committee.
Yes, I volunteered myself, obviously, if I've done this.
Let me have one, can I have one?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to be on the bylaw committee?
I can help out with that.
Cody. Okay. Max. All right.
Yeah, you gotta get in there.
Excellent. Max is in there on the bylaw committee. You got that down? Okay. Well, good. Thanks for starting this, Mark. We've been kind of focused on just trying to
Get everything fixed.
get pattern altitude is 1,261 feet.
Yep.
Is that really right?
Yep.
And we didn't change ours from 800 to 1,000.
Seems kind of low. Okay. 123. Remember how we used to have a sign over there that had frequencies?
It's up against the.
Yeah,
We had Holman on there.
it flew away and Mark went and got it.
It's still up.
And over Hymira with all the rest of our paperwork.
Chimera, yeah, I couldn't remember the name of the town.
Yeah, we need to get another one of those made, don't we?
Who made that
Suppose
one?
everybody's just got it on the iPad now.
Tony? Had Tony make another one.
Okay, let's see. What's the
That's a
member
nice sign.
non-action items? Member non-action items. Okay, does anybody have any member non-action items?
The only thing is if we're going to have these many people continually come to the meetings, it's getting crowded in here. The thought of possibility is that the county has offered the county boardroom to continue our meetings, to give us more room and space.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's something we have to vote on as a motion, or we can.
You really think this many people are going to show up consistently? I mean, I know this is pretty exciting stuff. We're talking about how our AWAS system doesn't work, and we're going to get a new one.
I'm just throwing always offer out.
I like the idea.
You just don't want to have to
The
sweep the
tenants
floor.
of
That's right.
I knew.
Sitting around the lunch.
Anybody else have any comments on that? Should we move to the county?
It won't be permanent, it will just be until we have our
Until we
locals
have our,
filled.
yeah. I mean, this was always just kind of a place for us to get together as a board, and we weren't really set up for a crowd, you know, so. All right, so we move there then.
I don't know if we actually vote on it, I think we need to just have it posted
We just need to post where we're going to be
in
next.
advance, yeah. I have to,
We'll have to set something up with them, make sure it's all good, and we'll just put it in the agenda for the next time. But everybody thinks that'd be a good idea.
I don't think it'd be a bad idea.
Okay.
So we saying our next meeting will be there.
Hey, Dave, I think so. We get it all.
Early voting starts next month. I believe that last year we had specific ordinance and not available because I'm not sure how late
Yeah, but we'll check on the availability of the room, and we won't necessarily make a decision here.
Okay.
We'll check into it and post it on the agenda.
Yeah, we're just throwing it out there to resolve it.
Yeah, I think there's just a certain period we have to have it posted before our meeting, so.
But even if we move it, we would still post that here. So that, you know.
I think we have to post it there too.
Well, we'll probably post it both
Yeah.
places, but,
We can
so it will be posted.
We have consultants now. So
Yeah, with Bellwether and make sure that we do that correctly.
Correctly, okay.
That's probably a good idea. Start moving airplanes in next meeting. Okay, anybody else have any items? Okay, we will then adjourn this meeting at